The prairie stretched out forever, golden grass swaying in the evening wind. To most folks, it looked like freedom. To Claire, it felt like loneliness. She was the cowgirl no one lingered on, the one who worked harder than most men but went home to an empty cabin each night. People admired her grit, but nobody really knew her heart. After years of loss, her parents, her family's ranch, even a fiancé who'd left her for someone easier, Claire learned to keep her heart locked tight. But fate has a funny way of showing up when you've stopped expecting it. Eli was known in town as the giant cowboy. Broad-shouldered, towering, with a presence that filled a room before he even spoke. He could have had anyone, women with pretty dresses, women with big smiles who laughed loud at every word. And plenty tried. But Eli had a secret he carried close, none of them mattered. He only saw Claire, the quiet cowgirl with calloused hands, fierce eyes, and a loneliness she thought she hid so well. One evening, as the sun dipped low, Claire was fixing a corral gate. The wood was splintered, the wire rusted. Her palms bled, but she pushed on. That's when a deep voice broke the silence. "Need a hand." She stiffened. "Eli." She didn't dare look at him. His voice alone had the power to stir something she'd buried deep. "I've managed this long," she muttered. Eli crouched beside her, his shadow swallowing hers. Gently, he took the wire from her raw hands. "Maybe. But just because you can carry it alone doesn't mean you should." Those words hit harder than she wanted to admit. She looked up, and for the first time, saw his eyes locked on hers. Not wandering, not curious. Certain. "Why are you here, Eli?" she whispered, trying to sound steady. "You've got plenty of women trailing after you. I'm not one of them." His jaw tightened. Then he said it, the words that stopped her heart. "I don't want different women, Claire. I want you." She laughed bitterly, shaking her head. "Me? Eli, I'm not soft or easy. I've been broken more times than you can count. Why waste yourself on someone like me?" Eli leaned closer, his voice low but firm. "Because you're real. You don't hide behind smiles you don't mean. You don't play games. You've fought battles no one sees, and you still stand. You think that makes you less. Claire, it makes you more." Her throat tightened. For years, she'd told herself she wasn't enough. And here he was, saying she was more than enough. That night, Eli stayed. Not with sweet talk or charm. Just presence. He sat on the fence with her, watching the stars, talking about the smell of rain and the sound of horses at dawn. For the first time in years, Claire felt like someone truly saw her. Still, old wounds don't heal overnight. Weeks passed. Eli kept showing up, not with flowers or promises, but with quiet kindness. Fixing a broken hinge, leaving coffee on her porch, listening when she thought she had nothing worth saying. Each act chipped away at the walls around her heart. Then came the storm. It rolled in fierce, black clouds swallowing the sky, lightning splitting the horizon. Claire rushed to the corral, desperate to bring the horses in. The wind howled, the rain stung, and in the chaos, a beam crashed down, pinning her leg. She cried out, fighting against the weight, but the storm roared louder. For a moment, she thought it was over, that this lonely life would end lonely too. But then he came. Through the rain, Eli appeared, soaked to the bone, mud streaked across his face. He didn't hesitate. He threw his shoulder under the beam and lifted, veins straining, muscles shaking, but he lifted it. With one arm, he pulled her free, cradling her against his chest as if she weighed nothing at all. "Got you," he growled against the storm. In that moment, Claire realized something she'd been too afraid to admit. Eli wasn't there to rescue her. He was there to stand with her, to share the storms, to carry the weight when it became too heavy. Not because she was weak, but because she was worth it. Later, as the storm died and they sat in the barn, dripping and shivering, Eli brushed a wet strand of hair from her face. "I told you, Claire. I don't want anyone else. Just you." Tears blurred her vision, but this time, she didn't fight them. She reached for his hand, rough and strong, and held it tight. "Then you've got me, Eli." And with that, something shifted. The prairie wasn't so lonely anymore. Not because life suddenly got easy, but because they'd chosen to walk it together.